The office was empty except for me and the echo of my own heartbeat. I stared at the stack of unopened mail on his desk, bank notices, overdue cards, eviction warnings, all neatly fanned like a warning I had ignored for too long. I held the envelope with trembling fingers. It was addressed to him, but it could have been mine, or maybe I wished it was. The sound of the back door clicking made me freeze. Footsteps, not his, not yet. I slipped into the shadows, watching through the blinds as someone approached. I didn't recognize the person, and for a second, the thought hit me that I might never see him again. Then I remembered the first time I'd noticed the cracks. It started with the small things. Jason had been my coworker for 4 years at a mid-sized marketing firm in Dayton, Ohio. On the surface, he was sharp, funny, the kind of guy who could sell ketchup to a chef. But I noticed him disappearing during lunch breaks, coming back with a tight smile and bloodshot eyes. At first, I thought he was stressed. Quarterly deadlines, clients breathing down our necks. Then the withdrawals began. Small ones at first. He'd borrow money, always promising repayment next week. I handed over $20, then $50, then $100. Convinced I was helping a friend, not enabling a habit I didn't understand. I didn't know it yet, but Jason had a secret. He was gambling, and he wasn't losing small. The first real shock came when I found a stack of scratch-off tickets in his locker, hundreds of them. I froze, feeling a strange mix of relief and horror. Relief that my instincts weren't lying, horror at how deep this went. He laughed it off when I confronted him. "It's nothing, man, just fun," he said, tossing the tickets into the trash. But I saw the way his hand trembled. He was lying. Then came the disappearance. One Tuesday morning, Jason didn't show up. His apartment was empty. Bills were piling up, mail unopened. His cat, a scraggly tabby, meowed at the door, starving. Neighbors hadn't seen him. Calls went unanswered. And then his family called me. They were panicked, confused, and quietly furious at him. Disowned. The first text I got from his sister was blunt. "You knew something, tell us." I didn't reply. I couldn't. Weeks later, a strange man showed up at the office. Gray suit, slicked back hair, briefcase in hand. He asked for Jason. I said I didn't know where he was. The man didn't believe me. He leaned in close. "He owes a lot. Big people don't forgive." That's when I realized the depth of Jason's fall. This wasn't just small-time gambling. This was dangerous, and I had been walking through it blind. I couldn't stop thinking about him. I didn't even like Jason the way people like their friends, but there was something about his disappearance that pulled at me, a mix of fear and fascination. I replayed every moment. The borrowed money, the lies, the promises, and I started to see my own vulnerability. If I wasn't careful, I could be next. The office became a cage. Every phone call, every knock on the door, sent a jolt through me. I stayed late, hiding in cubicles, watching. I knew I needed a plan, but I wasn't sure what I was planning. Just that I couldn't let this spiral touch me. I began to track his debts. I traced the gambling halls he frequented, legal and underground alike. I memorized his patterns. Tuesdays, Thursdays, late nights, I took meticulous notes. I created spreadsheets, charts, a timeline. It became almost like a game. How far could I track him without being noticed? It was during these late nights that I realized I wasn't powerless anymore. Knowledge gave me a strange form of control. I wasn't just reacting, I was preparing. The opportunity came quietly, unexpectedly. One of Jason's creditors made a mistake. He used his real name on a high-stakes poker app. I tracked the account, followed the digital breadcrumbs, and created a carefully disguised alias. I placed a single bet, calculated, precise, low risk, and waited. When Jason logged in, desperate and distracted, I executed the trap. A transaction that forced him into the system's permanent lockout. He couldn't gamble, not legally, not digitally, not even with proxies. Every debt collector called, and every debt was now impossible to hide. I watched, from the shadows, as the empire he had built on borrowed hope crumbled. The first twist came when I returned to the office the next morning. Jason was there. Thin, pale, broken, but alive. He looked at me with something between gratitude and hate. I expected a confrontation. Instead, he whispered, almost apologetically, "I lost everything. Thanks for saving me from myself." The second, bigger twist hit hours later. His sister called. Jason had confessed everything to them. Every lie, every debt, every manipulation. But here's what I didn't expect. They blamed me. They said I had known too much, interfered too much. They disowned him, yes, but quietly, they severed ties with me too. Sometimes, revenge isn't about winning. It's about watching everything fall apart and realizing the world doesn't care who makes it.